Hey, I didn't see you there. Oh well, today's show is brought to you by the extremely kind donations by our donors over at Patreon. Lady Pates, as we call it. Andrew, what's Patreon?
Patreon is a place where all of our biggest fans go and give us moolah.
They give us the cheddar cheese.
Give us some cheddar. But on the real though, we have a bunch of extra perks and a literal second podcast a shorter second podcast, but it is a second podcast that we do on Glee, which is...
It's going through some stuff. It's going to get interesting now, especially with what's hitting the news recently.
Well, when this comes out, it's probably already gotten pretty spicy, so... Oh boy.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too because I haven't even looked into the scandals or anything yet. So you're gonna be learning about it with me. It's gonna be fun.
Leah Michelle, we're gonna tear her weave off. Let's go. Who's supporting us on Patreon, Andrew?
Okay, we got Terry Needleman, Max Lunig, Benjamin Lira, Lily Ackles, Mackenzie Horner, John Donna, Taryn the Duck, The Fantastic Just Lightning, Ewan Cassidy, Haley McDonald, Taskier, Fire of September, Mina Maniri, Monica Thoreau, Brent Black, Haley Murray, Alice in Wonderland, B-Way Flicks, Nathaniel Stacy Coombe, Joseph Evans Green, Luna Rocks 222, Irigale, Drew A. Whiter, Carrie Ahern, Christine Malmadale, Mezzanine Theater Diary, Mary Lou Choquette, Ann Nunnally, Cole Birchfield, Sam Caulfield, John Vanales, Holy Sticality, Russ Walker, Musical Hell, Julian Bach, Emily Grace, Andrew Van Barson, Emily Stack, Kyle Summers, Mr. B, that's a simple one, I like that, Janae C, Kyle, Christina Francis, Jessica A, and Skylar.
Our most recent ones have listened to our request to please have simpler names.
Honestly, I'm fine with the complicated ones, because half the joke of this early stuff is just us completely fucking up every name.
But these folks give us a little extra financial support that helps us keep the lights on here at Musicals with Cheese. If you'd like to join them in supporting us and get tons of fun perks such as patron-only commentaries, our episodes a day earlier, even earlier, come join us over at Patreon. All right, Andrew, I think we've wasted enough of their time. Let's get on to the show.
Ooh, baby.
Hello, I'm Jesse McAnally.
And I am Andrew DeWolf.
And welcome to Musicals with Cheese, a podcast where I try to get Andrew to like musical theater. How are you doing on this very fine day, Andrew?
Oh, I'm talking about Jamie.
Everyone's talking about Jamie.
Everybody is talking about Jamie. Are you talking about Jamie? Have you seen the news? Everybody's talking about Jamie. There's nothing else going on right now. Everybody is talking about Jamie.
Nothing else but Jamie. There is no horrible things going on in the world right now.
Don't even turn on the news, because I'm going to tell you right now, I know what they're talking about.
It's all Jamie.
It's all Jamie all the time, because everybody is talking about Jamie.
That this is inappropriate, and there's some serious stuff going on right now.
Yeah, like Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie.
All right, we're going to talk about Jamie for about an hour, so here we go.
Everybody's talking about Jamie. Everybody's talking about Jamie. Everybody's talking about the boy in the dress who was born to impress. Everybody's talking about the things that he wore. Everybody's listening cause we need to know more. Everybody's talking about the boy in the wing cause he's gonna be big.
Everybody's Talking About Jamie is a musical with music by Dan Gillespie Sells and a book and lyrics by Tom McRae. The musical is inspired by the 2011 television documentary Jamie, Drag Queen at 16, directed by Jenny Popplewell. The musical follows a 16-year-old teenager as he overcomes prejudice, beats the bullies, and steps out of the darkness to become a drag queen. In May 2018, it was announced that the musical would be adapted into a feature film. In June 2019, it was announced that the film would be distributed by 20th Century Fox, aka Walt Disney Studios. It is scheduled to be released on October 23rd, 2020. I'm a doubt that's going to happen. The film cast includes Max Hardwood as Jamie, Sarah Lancashire as Margaret, Richard E. Grant as Hugo, and Shobana Gulati as Ray. Others in the film cast include Lauren Patel, Leighton Williams, Sharon Horgan, Ralph Ineson, John McRae, Samuel Bottomley, Ramzan Mia, Zayn Al-Saruri, and Noah Lagat. So that's just me giving a promo for the film, and honestly, that cast sounds incredible, especially Richard E. Grant as Hugo. Like, that is such a ideal casting, and I hope they don't cut his song.
There's not very many songs in this. I imagine they wouldn't cut it.
Yes, but my favorite song is literally sung by that character.
But which song are you talking about that they would cut?
The Legend of Loco Chanel.
They can't. I was gonna say they can't cut that song. That's like a major part.
I want to see Richard E. Grant sing that because that scene is like the best. So Andrew, tell us a little bit about Everybody's Talking About Jamie. What is the general plot and your thoughts on it?
I mean, it's a relatively simple plot. It's just Jamie is 16 and lives with his two moms. Sort of. They're not actually both his mom, I don't think. I don't really know how that relationship is.
I think it's kind of like mom and aunt, like the friend that you call aunt. Yeah, like if I had kids, they called you Uncle Andrew. Like,
I'm sure that this show would not have shied away if they were a gay couple, lesbian couple, and they never really explicitly said that, so I'm assuming they're not. But he lives with his two moms. I'm going to say that because why not?
Just like how Full House had three dads.
Exactly. He has two moms. It's a Full House rules. And his jerk dad doesn't love him or something because he's a weirdo.
Well, no, the jerk dad doesn't like him because he just can't relate to him. Like, there's nothing about him that he can connect to.
Yeah. And then a lot of the school kids don't like him sometimes, but also they love him other times. And I don't really understand how that works, but it's like whatever. And then he becomes a drag queen, and then everyone's happy. Everyone talks about him. The end.
Now, how do you think, like, what are your thoughts about this? Because it reminds me a bit of Kinky Boots. You know, that lower class kind of, like, lower middle class representation of drag queens and all that. And I find that interesting and very fun. But what did you think?
I think the Hugo character is the best drag character I've seen in a musical so far.
He's so much fun. And he's not played as a joke either. He is never played as a joke. He's just a guy that's funny who also does drag.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And I like that a lot of the time he actually isn't in drag. And in fact, most of the show he isn't.
Well, so is Jamie. Jamie's not in drag for most of the show either.
Yeah, which is unlike like Kinky Boots, where it's like they're only in drag the entire show, pretty much.
No, he comes out and dresses normal.
Yeah, but it's like a big moment when that happens, though. Whereas this, it's like when they go into drag, it's a big moment. So.
Mm-hmm. So let me frame our situation a little bit, only because I want to be clear of how, like, we do a musical theater podcast, but the greater community of drag is something big. Like, neither of us watch Drag Race.
I don't even understand it, honestly. I'm not going to pretend I get it, because I don't.
I get it. It's a lot about, it's a performative mood, as well as you get to appreciate dresses.
I understand that aspect of it. I'm not going to pretend I understand the community, though. I'm not a part of it. I've never been a part of it, so.
Yeah, but it is, I like looking into that world. Like, when I do catch Drag Race, I'm like, wow, that is a whole world. And I love to learn more about it, but I also feel like it kind of happened around me and I'm catching on too late, you know?
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend I have an interest in it, but I think that if you do have an interest in it, power to you.
And that's kind of the point of this story. Like, never have you seen a story like this where you've seen the parents, or at least the matriarch figure, be so supportive of it.
I also like the friend character who isn't, like, necessarily into it, but also isn't telling them that they shouldn't do it. And like,
right, her name's Pretty, and she is a Muslim, a practicing Muslim. She wears a hijab throughout the entire story, which, for one thing, that is incredible to see in a musical. Finally, a role where someone doesn't have to, like, they can wear a hijab and perform the role. It is written specifically for that.
Yep.
And that makes me just so happy as I see it. And they're a fully developed character with thoughts and opinions and things that fall out, but they're also a very supportive figure. And it's beautiful.
I like a lot of the stuff in this, and the music is very fun as well, which we'll get to, of course. Mm-hmm. It's a very bouncy show.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I think I said this to you, where I enjoy so many things about this show, but I don't know if I love the show altogether.
I would say this is like not a thinking man's show by any means. This is kind of like shut your brain off and enjoy kind of thing in a way.
But it's not in the way of Transformers. Like, there's arts and craft here. There is like intentionality.
I'm not saying that it's bad because of that, but it's like,
You're saying it's just fun first.
Yeah, like if you have like movies, not everything's Citizen Kane. You have the Avengers as well, and like this is kind of like that, where it's just like it's fun, but it's still good, but it's not like, it's not like high art that I'm gonna be, writing a dissertation on.
Like, yes, I get what you mean. And I'm not even sure what it is about this. I think it might just be the fact that it feels a little pedestrian, where I feel like musicals should kind of jump off the screen. And it makes a lot of sense that this was based on a documentary, because this kind of does have like a documentary feel. You know what it reminded me a lot of? I don't know if you've seen this movie. Have you seen Fighting with Thy Family, directed by Stephen Merchant?
I have not seen that.
It's a film very equivalent to this.
Is that the WWE one?
Yes, about this white girl from like England that gets picked up for the WWE, and like how she's dragged to Florida. And it is a cute movie and like charming and like all that. And it feels it's very pedestrian, very lower middle class, much like this. And it's entertaining throughout, and I would watch it again just like this. But I'm not going to be like run, don't walk to this.
Exactly. Like, what you're trying to say is that everybody's talking about Jamie, but not for very long.
Yes. Everyone will be talking about Jamie during intermission, but maybe not once you get back to the car. There.
Yeah, I think it's enjoyable, though, and if you haven't listened to it at the very least, there's some pretty fun songs.
Mm-hmm. I think this, honestly, will work better as a movie than it does a musical. I know that's a wacky thing for me to say, but...
I think as a movie you can make the weird not weird, the like, how they do the like dream sequence with Loco Chanel, and like they show her story. You can make that really pop out, whereas on stage it just kind of came across as like
it happened,
and you don't really get to see it. And the way they do it, I guess weird is the right word. And the way they do it is weird. Like, it's just kind of, he's telling the story, and it's
also happening next to him.
Yeah, and I don't think I like it. I don't think I like that.
I mean, well, that's a stagecraft thing that happens throughout it. Same with the mother character when she has her number describing like her I dreamed a dream song and how my life has fallen apart. Like, there's like a little dance reenacting everything she's described. Like, that theatrical choice is valid, but I just don't like it. I
think it would work better in a movie, because then you can kind of do some editing with it and show it in a more interesting way.
Yeah, in a movie you're given the appeal of flashbacks, like the cinematic tool of flashbacks.
Yes. Cinema invented time travel, and theater still hasn't perfected it, so...
No. Yeah, there is no like real time traveling musical except for maybe Big Fish, but even that didn't do it very well.
Back to the Future.
It's coming. It doesn't look good. But it's coming.
We're gonna.
No one asked for it, but we're getting it anyway.
You want to watch a show where an old man and a little boy sing songs about time travel?
Well, you're getting it anyway.
I think they're cashing in on the popularity of Rick and Morty. They're a little late, though.
Rick and Morty's already jumped the shark.
They jumped the shark in season 3.
They jumped the shark with the Szechuan sauce.
Yeah, that was season 3.
Was that? I don't know.
That was the first. That was the first episode.
I stopped enjoying it.
That was the first episode of season 3.
All right, so Jamie is one of these characters. He reminds me a lot of Paddington, a bit, like how he just kind of interrupts people's lives and brings about positive energy and not much more.
Are you talking like Paddington Bear?
Yes, Paddington Bear.
Jamie doesn't wear suspenders or
Neither
overalls.
does Paddington Bear.
Doesn't he wear overalls?
No, he wears like a red coat and pants.
He wears a red coat? Who am I thinking of that wears overalls?
Corduroy?
Corduroy! I love corduroy.
Paddington Bear is someone different.
Paddington Bear, Corduroy, and Winnie the Pooh need to do a crossover.
And the three-way.
Well, that's part of the crossover.
They cross over each other. Oh, bother. My stuff and fluff. But no, I think that's good. The only thing that about Jamie, or like only one scene that kind of strikes me, and you texted me about this during it, was he drops the R slur and then everyone cheers. That was a weird scene.
I was just wondering when this came out, because I think that wasn't even really a thing until a couple years ago.
Well, no, I mean, this came out too late for that. It came out in 2017.
Oh, okay, yeah, then they should have.
It's too
probably...
damn late. Yeah, you shouldn't have said that.
Although, it's based on a documentary that came out when? Maybe this just is like an actual
2011.
thing. Maybe that was just like an actual thing that happened and they just wanted to, integrity.
And in real life, they didn't sing either.
That's true. I think you could have taken it out.
But no, we didn't even talk about the main conflict of the story yet.
Oh yeah, what's the main conflict of the story, Jess?
Basically, Jamie wants to go to his prom in a dress and a gown in drag. And everyone at the school, well, not the kids, because the kids really don't give a shit. But
Except
the teacher
for like one kid who for some reason cares.
Yeah, because he's a bully. He's a teen bully.
He's a bully. He's a big me.
You're just a big, big bully.
You're a big me.
But yeah, the teachers aren't gonna let Jamie dress in drag, and they've written to his mom, and his mom's like, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, if the girls can wear a dress, why can't the boys wear a dress?
I mean, that's basically it. I bet if you had like this Irish kid who wanted to wear a kilt, it would have been fine.
Irish, Scottish,
you're right. Oh my God, I've messed up.
He's messed up. He's gone
I've been canceled.
past over the rails. Doesn't even understand racial stereotypes, ethnic stereotypes, nation stereotypes. I don't know.
Oh my God, what have I done, Andrew?
I don't know. You didn't.
But no, and then how does that story all resolve itself?
How does that resolve itself? Well, he just goes to the prom in a dress, and he's like, "Fuck you, teacher. You're a piece of shit."
And then all this, then basically every one of his classmates refuses to go in until they let Jamie go in the way he is, and it's a beautiful moment. It really is. This is like a stream of positivity. The musical.
You missed the part. You missed the part where he calls the teacher the R word at the end, and then everyone in the school cheers, and it's like, "Great job, Jamie. You can go to prom now."
There was a hate crime in the middle of Act 2, like where he gets like drunk on cider and 3 boys beat the shit out of him.
There's some like random stuff that seems to happen.
I feel like they just needed some dark plotting in Act 2 and they just didn't know what to do. This show has some real big Act 2 problems, and you know how I'd fix them?
Trim it.
Trim the shit out and then make this an hour and a half, and make it a 1 act.
Trim the shit out, make it an hour and a half, and then release it in movie theaters.
Yeah, I honestly think that might be the best thing for it.
Oh my goodness. There's the whole thing with his dad, which I feel like didn't even really need to be in here.
I get it, but
It's just kind of a downer. It's just down.
Yeah, for such a positive musical, it does feel out of place.
I guess you have to show that there's going to be some people that won't support you when you want to do things like this. But like, you already got the teacher and you already have the bully kid. Like, do we really need to have the dad be in there as well? And I don't know.
I mean, that's basically where I sit on this. Like, we have enough conflicts and bumps in the road to this narrative. Maybe it's because it came from the documentary, and I apologize for not doing my due diligence to watch it, but maybe that was just a piece of the documentary that they felt like they couldn't cut out, or maybe it's just they just felt like they needed that representation of the parental figure that doesn't approve. But then again, there's so many pieces of media where that exists, and I was really appreciating that this had, like, parent figures that were so approving and buying him high heels for Christmas and all that, or birthday.
Yeah. And I don't really understand why, like, the mother with the lying about the dad buying the dress, like, it's just weird. Like,
right.
Like Jamie's not gonna find out about that. Like, I don't know. It's the whole, like, liar revealed kind of thing going on, which is just kind of lame.
Yeah. Maybe it was to characterize the mom character a bit more, because I do like her song number about her past, but I think we can have that without ever seeing the dad. I feel like you could still have the dad plotline without ever seeing him. I feel like that would be a good way to kind of have your cake and eat it too. Don't even give them the power of having a character on stage.
Well, it's almost like unnecessary, and you have to get an actor for it and everything, and he's really only in like 2 scenes.
Right. And Jamie already has a really good father figure in Hugo,
Yeah.
who is wonderful.
I understood why they did it, because it's a really cliche plot, and it's probably in the documentary somewhere. But it really feels cliche.
It's not a cliche. It's not a cliche plot because it does reflect reality. It's just I kind of wanted this to reflect the fun story that they're trying to tell.
I get that it reflects reality, but it's been done a lot, so it is sort of cliche.
And also, I kind of like the conclusion that this story comes to, if that makes sense, where we build up, like, Jamie comes up with this drag persona of me, like, and it's cute and, like, all that.
It's a really dumb name. He should come up with a better name, by the way.
I mean, you can't fight with Loco Chanel. That's a brilliant name.
Yeah, but me?
It's 3 me's.
That's a better name, 3Me.
3 me. Shit, we did it, guys. But in the end, like, he wanted to go as his drag persona, and then Hugo's like, no, your drag persona is just for fun. You've got to be you eventually. And that's when he comes as himself, just in a dress for prom, which is also just this brilliantly simple idea that really is effective for me, at least.
Yeah. Okay. He's only 16, right?
Right.
Do they not serve alcohol at these drag bars? Or
London's a different world.
That's true. I was gonna say they wouldn't even let me perform. I was in like a metal band when I was 16ish, and they wouldn't let me perform in any bars that served alcohol.
Basically, in the UK, it ranges, like, it's 18 in England, and it's 16 in Paris, like, all over the world. 14-year-olds may enter a pub unaccompanied by an adult if they order a meal. Like, that's it. It has different rules than we.
Jess, Paris isn't in the UK. Did you not know this?
I was just reading what I saw when I typed in drinking age in the UK.
Maybe there's a different Paris, like Paris, Texas.
Is Paris in the yuck?
The yuck. All right, we're doing intense research on what is the UK.
I mean, kind of.
Jess,
the basic answer.
Jess, the UK is England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, okay?
It says it left in 2020.
Oh, boy.
I know we've got a lot of people. Mina Maniri, come on down and mansplain the yuck to us.
Womansplain.
Yeah. I want to go into a mid-show announcement.
Sure. Welcome to our mid-show announcement. Today's show is brought to you by the extremely kind donations by our donors on Patreon. Our current patrons are Terry Needleman, Max Lunig, Benjamin Lear, Lily Ackles, Mackenzie Horner, John Donna, Taryn the Duck, the fantastic Jess Lightning, Ewan Cassidy, Haley McDonald Teskier, Fire of September, Mina Maniri, Monica Thruo, Brent Black, Haley Murray, Allison Wonderland, B-Way Flicks, Nathaniel Stacy Coombe, Joseph Evans Green, Luna Rocks 222, Irrigale, Drew A. Whiter, Carrie Ahern, Christine Malmadell, Mezzanine Theater Diary, Mary Lou Choquette, Anne Nunnally, Cole Birchfield, Sam Caulfield, John Vinales, Holy Sticality, Russ Walker, Musical Hell, Julian Bach, Emily Grace, Andrew Van Barson, Emily Stack, Kyle Summers, Mr. B, Janae C, Kyle, Christina Francis, Jessica A, and Skylar. They give us a little extra financial support that helps keep the lights here on. Jess, what is this script? What is this? Keeps the lights on here at Musicals with Cheese. If you would like to join them in supporting us and get tons of fun perks like Patreon-only commentaries, our episodes a day early or even earlier, come join in on Patreon. And be sure to check out the Glee podcast where we torture ourselves for your entertainment. Our tiers are salty and sweet, and you will enjoy lapping them up, I'm sure.
There's a clock on the wall and it's moving too slow. It's
got hours to kill and a lifetime to go. And I'm holding my breath till I hear the last bell. Then I'm coming out hard and I'm giving him hell. I'm a superstar and you don't even know it. In a wonder bra and you don't even know it. You're so blah blah and you don't even know it. I'm like au revoir and you don't even know it. There's a path I planned to the promised land. You won't understand, cause you're my back in band. And it's the Jamie Show, cause you're mad so and I'm kinda slow. And I'm go go go. I got the dreams, I got the style, I've got the moves to make you smile. So kiss my ass goodbye, cause I'm gonna be...
What do you think of the opening number and you didn't know it?
And you didn't even know it. I think it's interesting. I like the career day thing. It's kind of, it reminds me of something they would do in like a children's cartoon, but but I think it's fun. I don't know.
I think it's a real cute scene. And it really shows how different Jamie is from the entire rest of his classmates.
Yeah. Can we just mention that none of the people look like they're 16 at all? Like, not even close.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie is the closest looking, but I get you.
He looks like maybe 18 or 20.
I mean, fair enough. Fun fact, so Richard E. Grant, as we said, is playing Hugo in the film. John McCrae, who played Jamie in the recorded production, will be playing the younger version of Loco Chanel in the movie. And I think that's pretty great.
See, that's fun. I like that.
I hope this movie's good. But this is a great opening number. Fun. I wish it was more of an ensemble than a solo, because we basically get like 2 solos. Like we get the intro song and the I Want song right next to each other. And I feel like you can start solo, but then you gotta and bring the chorus in and bring the ensemble in and make it a big old thing.
Especially when the framing, like the scene, is an ensemble, so it's a little weird that they're just not gonna use it to its fullest.
Or it could have been a scene like, you know, Miracle from Matilda.
Yes.
Where you set up like all like what the usual kids, what the boring kids like. My mom once says I'm a miracle. Then it comes to Jamie and then he's like, and you don't even know it, and you don't even know it, and then you bring that in.
Yeah,
to
and
show,
then
like how much cooler he is than the other kids.
So much cooler because he's gonna be a truck driver.
Better than a truck driver, he's gonna be a drag queen.
That drives trucks.
Yeah, I mean if he wants.
Yeah, that's what Career Day said, and I trust Career Day.
That's why Andrew works at a bank right now.
I work at a bank because Alexander Hamilton told me to.
Yeah, he loves the bank so much he'll fuck them.
Yeah, he loves banking.
Almost as much as he loves other men's wives. Oh, no!
I love banking other men's wives.
Yes, just like Alexander Hamilton.
Excuse me, ma'am. I need to make a deposit.
Into your wife's vagina.
Is that a funny joke? Was that hilarious? Did everyone laugh? I really hope so.
All right. And You Don't Even Know It is a really great song, and I have a lot of fun listening to it.
Yes.
She was the sweetest thing you'd ever seen. Raised on a cattle ranch in Saudi Green. She was a beauty queen in '79 and spent her summers on the Greyhound line. But she knew that every queen must have a crown, so she set off to a place called London Town, where streets are paved with gold and liquid dreams, and magpies come to gather all that gleams. A simple girl, she never traveled far, but in her heart there burned a superstar. She'd hit him hard and swore she'd give him hell. The legend of
Now we got to talk about the best song in the entire show, The Legend of Loco Chanel.
Yeah.
Tell me what happens in the song, please, Andrew.
Well, it's like trying to figure out what to even describe the like musical choices as. It feels almost like Latin-y, like Santana kind of thing, but like more poppy. Although some of that is poppy, but it's got that going on, and Hugo is just singing about Loco Chanel, who I don't think is... when this is sung, it's not revealed that he is Loco Chanel yet.
No, but you get the vibe that he is.
But the audience knows, but...
Yeah, we all kind of know.
But he's not literally singing about himself in that manner.
I think he's more describing like the fantasy drag persona of Loco Chanel.
Yes, and that is very cool. And I'm wondering how much of that is meant to have actually occurred and how much of that is just total made up from him.
Well, he later admits that he made most of it up.
He does, but I'm wondering which parts of it he made up.
Now that I think about it, is having a drag persona like being a superhero? Because you could just make up whatever you want, and it's like having a secret identity.
No, it's not like that. Because when you're when you're a superhero, it's all real, you know?
Oh yeah, I know a ton of real superheroes right in my hometown of Detroit.
Me, I'm a
What's
superhero.
What's your superpower?
My superpower is banking.
Working at a bank.
I've been desperately trying to remember how that Mary Poppins song about banking goes, but I literally can't remember how it goes.
When you invest your tuppence soundly in the bank, safe and sound.
It's like the worst song in the whole show, but
Fidelity Fiduciary Banks.
yeah. I just
What are
want
you
to
talking about?
I just want to sing that to every customer that comes in.
The best part is like the sequel movie treats the banks as like, oh, these jolly good things, and there's only a few bad apples, Colin Firth, that are gonna ruin the banks, but the banks love you.
Banks are great, and Disney knows that because Disney has a lot of money.
And it means they're in a lot of banks.
Disney has more money than most banks probably have, so
Disney has more money than all the banks put together.
Disney has more money than they need.
Disney is a horrible shell corporation that supports the Trump administration. Who are also distributing Everybody's Talking About Jamie.
When you wish upon a star.
We will hit you with our car. All right, let's go on.
Let's go on.
And there were leathers, and there were rugby gears, she said were for all weathers. And there were thigh boots, and there were high boots, and there were girl boots that you wear if you're a guy boots. Everybody's talking about Jamie. 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 Everybody's talking about the boy in the dress who was born to express. Everybody's talking and we're talking about the eyes and the thighs and the puss of the past. Everybody's talking and there ain't no doubt who is dying to see. Everybody's talking about
Everybody's talking about Jamie. Let's talk about that.
Everyone's Talking About Jamie is such a good song, and it is iconic immediately. Like, as you're listening to it, it's like, oh yeah, this is what I want to be listening to. It summarizes the entire feel musically, emotionally, and overall thematically of the entire piece.
It's very catchy, very poppy, very bouncy. It's just really fun. And I mean, I guess we could talk about what it's about, but it's really not about anything.
It's basically the rumor mill of Jamie, like, and everything he's been up to.
It's just kind of weird because the rumor mill, according to this song, is that everybody loves Jamie, but then Act 2 is just all full of this bad stuff happening. It's like, just something is weird.
Well, maybe it just goes to show there's more to your life than just getting acceptance from the people at school.
It's true, but the people at his school are some of the people that are not accepting him, so later on.
One person. There's just the bully kid.
Does he and the bully kid go and do a dance at the end?
Yes, they dance together at the end. It's
Is
just
bully
like
kid-
Glee.
Is bully kid supposed to be closet gay guy?
Maybe it's implied, but not directly said.
Are they trying to do like I'm trying to remember a famous homophobe that is also gay.
Lindsey
Like
Graham.
Lindsey Graham. Are they trying to do that?
Yeah, they're trying to pull Lindsey Graham here. I hope that joke's still relevant by the time this gets posted.
Oh, it's not.
Do you know what happened there?
With Lindsey Graham?
Yeah.
Didn't they find him in a bathroom? or something?
No. Lindsey Graham is currently the head of the whatever in the Trump administration, and apparently he's like really well known in the male escort community, despite putting in place a bunch of anti-LGBT laws.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so that's fun to kind of watch play out. Either way, let's move on.
And
Moving on.
I've seen a light that's shining bright, and it's been brighter than I knew. Oh, it's a light that passed me by, and it shines right from you, my mom. I'm sorry for the stupid things I've done. I'm sorry for the stranger I've become. 'Cause I'd be nothing if you'd not been there to care. And I'd give my life to see you smile. And I thought I'd lost you for a while. 'Cause you and me ain't easy to destroy. And I will always be your biggest fan, my man.
Let's talk about My Man, Your Boy, which is just a cute song. I think this is a fun, little cute, like emotionally, like palatable song.
What was this one about?
Between Jamie and his mama.
Oh yeah. This is like the sort of an emotional number-ish, but
I mean, Andrew doesn't have emotions.
I don't have emotions really.
It's basically when Jamie and Margaret get back together as a family and realize that they both kind of did wrong and they apologize to one another. It's an emotionally palatable song, like between two people that genuinely love each other and support each other that just had an argument. It's like when you and I fight.
Exactly.
And you and I just tongue kiss until we're all better. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't remember this song very well because this is the conclusion to the big like liar plot where
Yeah, which I know you didn't love.
it was kind of lame.
Doug Walker over here hating his liar revealed subplots.
It's true though. If Doug Walker was right about a single thing, it's that plot kind of sucks.
Andrew's defending Doug Walker, folks.
I'm not defending Doug Walker. I'm defending that single opinion that he had.
You're next. You're gonna say The Wall was overrated.
I've never seen The Wall. I have no idea. Pink Floyd. I think Pink Floyd as a whole is maybe a little overrated, but whatever.
He's gonna call The Wall pretentious.
It's not pretentious. It's psychedelic. It's Pink Floyd.
All right, Andrew. I got some questions for you. We haven't done this in a while, but I feel like this musical is very apt for it.
Okay.
How would you Muppetize? Everybody's talking about Jamie.
Okay. Jeez, this is a kind of a tough one, isn't it?
I mean, there's a lot of roles here, but it's hard to pick who would go where.
Jamie is Gonzo.
See, I would have guessed Kermit, but continue.
I feel like Gonzo has already had these kind of learning to accept who you are and that you're different from other people kind of plots.
Yeah, I get that.
So I can see that. So I can see it working with that. Although I don't think I'd want to hear Gonzo sing any of these songs. But
And you don't even know it!
so maybe we could do Kermit instead. But it's
You don't even know it!
I don't know. Okay, Hugo / Loco Chanel.
That has to be Fozzie, right?
No, I think that has to be a guest.
Maybe, yeah. Just keep Richard E. Grant from the movie.
Yeah.
Because that's just too perfect of casting.
Who could Pretty be?
I don't want to call it Miss Piggy, because that's the only main Muppet female. I think that's another
It's
guest.
actually not. There's the bass player. Who
Yeah,
is
no one
Janet.
knows her name.
Janet. Yeah, I know her name. Fuck you.
I think Miss Piggy should be the mom.
Okay. And who is actually maybe Miss Piggy with Janet could be good. Is it Janet or Janet?
Yes, Janet would be Janice, I think her name.
Janice,
would
that's
be-
what it was.
Would be the lady friend, the aunt.
Yes, I could see that being good.
That would work.
That
We don't
leaves
have a
us.
role for
That leaves
pretty.
nothing for pretty because the Muppets are...
What if all the classmates are just humans and then a Gonzo?
Actually, I could see that.
And then Kermit is the teacher that's like, no, you are not going to be wearing a dress. Oh!
Kermit can't be the bad guy.
I mean, he kind of is. He wants structure and security in his Muppet Show.
What if the teacher is Statler and then the bully kid is Walt? What if the dad...
No, I was
What
about to
if the
suggest the
dad
bully be a
is-
chicken.
What if the dad is both Statler and Waldorf?
Yes.
And he literally goes to the drag show and heckles him.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No son of mine would wear a dress. No son of mine would have a nose like that. Oh!
Oh, man. That could be kind of funny.
Guys, cancel the movie. Bring the Muppets in.
Why is there so few female Muppets? Every time we do this, I'm like,
Yeah.
what is with that? You know what? I have a theory. I think when Jim Henson was making the Muppets, he didn't consider them male or female. They're agender.
I've never seen Kermit's dick. You're right.
They don't have legs, always. And
You had to clarify that.
they don't have genitals, ever.
I don't know. We saw that Gonzo had nipples in the Muppet Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, but Gonzo is... I don't know, what is Gonzo? He's like an alien.
He's an alien if you watch Muppets from Space.
Yeah, I don't think that's canon, though, because no one likes that one.
I kind of like that movie as a thing. There's a lot of good things in that movie.
Look, I want to see Gonzo go to a prom in a dress. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like Gonzo would be the one most likely to want to be in a dress, and want to be accepted.
Absolutely. Gonzo is that kind of person. Gonzo is a total Jamie.
Yeah, everybody's talking about Gonzo. It even fits.
It even fits. Okay, can we get more girl Muppets, please?
Yes, please. Disney, if you're going to do anything, make more girl Muppets.
Yeah,
Because honestly, there's a gender disparity in the Muppets, and no one's called them out on it.
I think part of it was that they made it in the 70s and it was like two guys, mostly, that did all the voices, so... To be fair...
Jim's wife was very much involved in it, until he started cheating on her serially.
Oops.
But
Well,
he just saw her as the one that raised his child, not like a life partner. Jim Henson was a weird guy. Camilla, she's a chicken.
oh yeah, and Gonzo... Actually, a chicken being pretty would be funny. I'm not saying that is a appropriate role, but if we're going to Muppetize the entire thing, I think that would be kind of funny if Jamie is Gonzo.
Yes. Wow, there is not... Do you even remember Denise from the most recent Muppet Show?
No. Girl
It's like-
Muppets.
No, I'm on it. Like, literally, it's on the Muppet Wiki. Recurring female Muppets. Number 1 is Miss Piggy, number 2 is Annie Sue, and number 3 is Camilla the Chicken.
Miss Piggy, Camilla the Chicken, Annie Sue Pig, Denise the Pig.
What about Emily, Fozzie's mom?
And there is a serious lack of female Muppets.
I agree. Guys,
I will
hashtag
say-
where's the Muppets?
I will say Janice is kind of one of my favorite Muppets.
Just in general?
Yeah, I like all the Electric Mayhem guys.
What about Nanny from... Does she count as a Muppet from the Muppet Babies?
It looks like there is a lot of more minor character Muppets that are just not as well known. But yeah, I agree with more female Muppets.
Yes, give us more female Muppets, or else we're gonna protest every Muppet movie.
Astoria is the wife of Waldorf, who appeared just once in the Muppet Show.
What?
Her physical appearance resembles that of Statler in drag. What? So Waldorf is married to someone that looks exactly like Statler in drag.
Holy shit!
Which is kind of funny just in itself.
Alright guys, that's enough Muppet talk. Andrew, what is your overall thoughts on Everybody's Talking About Jamie and your cheese rating?
Everybody's Talking About Jamie is very fun, and it has very fun to listen to soundtrack. Catchy catchy soundtrack. I'll say that. Listen to it. Check it
Yeah,
out.
it is a great cast album. I think the movie is going to be better than the stage show.
Potentially. I could see a very good movie coming out of this. A very interesting movie coming out of this. Maybe a bad movie coming out of this. I could see a lot of different types of movies coming out of this.
I don't think it could be that bad. I think if you keep it cheap and you just lean into the like more intimate style, cut a bunch of the songs, cut a lot of Act 2 out, I think we're good.
Give me some camp with it. I want some camp.
I mean, there's camp in it. It's just, not our kind of camp, not our cheesy camp.
Yeah. All right.
What's your cheese rating?
As far as cheese, I'm gonna give it some mozzarella cheese wrapped in that bright red wax. Like really good cheese, and it's all dressed up and ready for the prom.
All right. I thought everybody's talking about Jamie is a charming musical. I think it's still not perfect. I don't want to say it's got holes in it, but I feel like I like a lot of things it's doing. I don't like the whole thing altogether as much as the parts of it, if that makes sense. And I know that sounds a little petty of me, especially how glowing I was about Kinky Boots, but really, I feel like something's a little too pedestrian about this for a stage version, where I think it'll work amazing as a film. So, as it is, I am gonna give this Evan Load cheese, a semi-soft with washed rind and some light gray and white natural evolving molds. There is a light lactic tang with the buttery breakdown just under the rind. The center of the cheese is quite flaky, flavors of fresh yogurt, when young becoming richer with more aromatic and savory mossy tastes as it ages. Perfect with a pale ale or wheat beer, specifically from La Fromagerie, found in the United Kingdom.
What did you say? I kind of fell asleep after the first word you spoke.
You know who's definitely still awake? Our wonderful patrons! Thank you guys for listening. Please love us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. Give us reviews. We need more reviews. Give us the reviews.
Yeah. We love you.
We're also on Twitter at Cheesy Musicals, our Patreon Musicals with Cheese. Give us some love. We got a Glee podcast there. Instagram Musicals with Cheese. Our YouTube page Musicals with Cheese. Email us at musicaltheaterlives@gmail.com. Our title card was created by the amazing Jolene Casco. Go follow her at Jolene Casco. All right, Andrew, is there anything else you want to say?
Defund the police.
Defund the police. Embrace the revolution.
We did it.
Arrest all police officers.
I'm not gonna go that far. We need
Every police officer is bad. ACAB.
We need to lower the arrest rate, not raise it, Jess.
Let them see how they like it. Minimum of 25 years for their first charge because, they're assholes.
Yeah, deprivatize the prison system. That's also part of the problem. Yeah.
And you know what? Just go protest. But stay safe.
Remember, coronavirus still exists, though, so,
Keep yourself a distance. Yeah, I mean, donate if you can't protest.
All right.
All right, we'll see you next time on Musicals with Cheese.